Breaking news: Emefiele released, of course, by DSS, the State Secret Service, following the court ultimatum or injunction given by the court regarding the unlawful detention of Emefiele without of taking him to court in defense of his fundamental right. Emefiele has become a victim of circumstances following the controversial argument bordering or allegation levied against him by the State Secret Service, bordering on terrorism sponsors, and of course embezzlement of the money of public funds under his watch as a CBN governor. And to such end, he has been squeezed and trained by the DSS for weeks, and the DSS does not show any reluctance or any sense, of course, of commitment to drag him to court if actually they have any argument to make, if they have been able to establish any substantial evidence that may nail him or indict him. And not until, of course, pressures start coming from left and right, and uh, the judiciary have to take a proactive step in order to defend what they call the interest or fundamental rights of Emefiele by giving the DSS an injunction which elapses otherwise face the contempt of the law. This is why, of course, Emefiele was charged to court, and at the submission of the DSS legal counsel, they said he was charged for on illegal possession of arms, and which contradicts their former positions on the matters arising that he embezzled several trillions of naira to the extent that he could not be allowed to move. His passport was impounded, but I was surprised that Emefiele could not be indicted, though he was granted bail of 20 million, and the court, of course, has to release him on bail, pending on their joint case. Well, what I want to say here is, if the DSS has no any substantial evidence or claim, why should they continue to hold an innocent or perceived innocent person based on the provisions of the Constitution that a man is presumed innocent until proven otherwise by any competent court of law? But this has not been exhausted, and the abuse of his fundamental rights and the right to movement has been grossly abused by the State Security Service. This is not, of course, unfamiliar with their modus operandi, and it is rather unfortunate in a democratic setting. But finally, we hope that the DSS or the legal council will be able to establish the terrorism funding or aiding by Emefiele. Otherwise, they should be forced, of course, by law to compensate him for such damage done to his reputation as the CBN governor. It is rather unfortunate that the perceived enemies of the government could be hunted down with allegations not established. It is rather unfortunate that he has become victim of perceived political enemies. And to this end, we are here to inform you that it's unbecoming of the service, of course, Secret Service, in playing to the gallery. What I hope, Emefiele, of course, pleaded not guilty of the allegations over illegal possession of firearms. But this was not the initial argument or allegation levied against him. There were several, of course, rumors and informations at the public domain that he embezzled that should account for about 80 something trillion naira uh, from the stamp duty monies from the banks and other allegations of aiding or sponsoring terrorism. I mean, that would have been a weightier matter rather than being destructive by calling for an indictment because they found an illegal firearm, as they claim, which Emefiele has pleaded not guilty. It is rather unfortunate how funny these guys have reduced the office of the State Secret Service. And could it mean that they really intended just to hunt him down, not because uh, they have any substantial evidence to nail him? This is quite unfortunate, and that reveals more about the State Secret Service as far as Nigeria is concerned. And could they have been turned to mere partisans rather than serving the interests of the nation in terms of ensuring the internal security and, of course, intelligent gatherings? But to this end, they have been found wanting and culpable. Or perhaps, well, let's see what will become of them, whether at the end Emefiele could seek for redress and for defamation and possibly compensation in that regard. Until we meet again in the next section, we'll continue to keep you abreast with the development as far as this case is concerned. Thanks and have a great day.